Hi Paula, so I looked over your lesson plan and here's my feedback for you. Um, this, not your lesson plan itself, but I think the writing of the lesson plan, you got just a little sketchy and I just didn't see as much detail. I couldn't really hear you coming through. Let me show you what I mean, all right? So I noted your prior content knowledge and your questions and your students will be able to all well aligned, okay? Um, there's no context or hook for this lesson plan. If you said, and I even double checked up top, that if they have a basic understanding of appeals, but we're moving into classical method and refutation, I don't even know that they will be able to answer this question. Gather feedback from students on their understanding of how an argument is typically formatted. A, what's an argument? B, what do you mean format? C, it totally depends on who you're arguing with, right? I mean, like if I wanted to be an argumentative student, right, I would say all those things to you. So back up and put a hook in this lesson plan, right? Have the kids remember an argument or pick an argument with them, whichever one you're comfortable with, and then say, okay, like, so, when I was arguing back and forth with so-and-so, right, did I start with the thing I believed, or did I start with, some evidence for it, or did I start with why you should believe me, or did I start with, blah, blah, blah. Allow them to experience and then label. So, okay, how did I structure my argument? In other words, what piece did I do first, second, and third? Okay, well, first you did this, this, and this, okay? Then you move them on to looking at appeals. Here you say that you're going to do a review of appeals, but again, I checked up top, and so they have a basic understanding of the review of appeals, all right? So if you're truly reviewing them, write in here for me, don't just say, review appeals, students will be handwriting their notes. Where the words, okay? Put in there, okay guys, so you looked at how I did this first, this second, and this third, all right? Now we're going to add a component on top of this, not just in what order I talk about, but let's go back and remember the stuff we did last week. Who can remind me what were those 3 types of appeals? Ethos, pathos, and logos. Good. Just so you know, little side note, ethos isn't just ethics and morals. Ethos is that the speaker has such high morals and ethics that you should believe that person. Or ethos is that the source you are citing has such high ethics and morals that you should believe them. In other words, if I'm talking about like health and safety, and I cite a medical doctor, that's going to have more ethos than if I talk about health and safety and I cite my mom, right? Okay. So you say the kids are going to be taking notes, and so I don't know how you're going to be talking about these. So are you just going to put those 3 up on the board and like be quiet while they write, and then you're going to say all of this stuff here? I'm a little unclear. That the notes are good, the stuff you're going to say is good, but I don't have a feel or an understanding for actually how you're going to do it, okay? Are you going to break this up or what, okay? And maybe you are, pardon me, just going to put it all on the board and then say this stuff here. And if so, that's fine. Just write it in your lesson plan. Like I said, I don't think there's anything wrong with this lesson plan. I just lost your voice in it, okay? All right. I know you had asked me a question about this right here, and I've got to say, don't do that yet. Right? If this is the first time you're introducing classical argumentation to them, talk to them about this. You must have refutation. But don't talk to them about this stuff. Leave it alone for right now, okay? Then when you say you're going to do this like you be the judge activity, again, I kind of lost your voice, right? So give me the words in there that you're going to use for your transition. Okay, so since, now that we've looked at ethos, pathos, and logos, and we've looked at, how best to kind of structure an argument, what you want to state first, second, third, I want you guys to practice it here in class. Write those things in there for me, okay? By the way, I love the topics you chose. I think those are really, really relevant to students. I think there's something immediate they can grab onto, okay? And that they're going to be writing their argumentative paper on something separate, okay? Good exit tickets so that you have a nice formative assessment. And then you do want to wrap up the lesson plan, like give some closure to it, right? So at the very end, yeah, we're going to be writing an exit ticket, but then what do you say to them? That guys, as we move along, it's important that we're thinking about these things. And why is it important? A lot of times I see people close their lesson plan with one of their essential questions, like either global or content. So it's like this reflection question at the end of class, and you throw it out to them, you have them think about a minute, and then you say, okay, that's going to be the first question. Whoops, I'm so sorry. That's going to be the first question I ask you when you come into class tomorrow. Okay, nicely done. Thanks.